NFL owners have too much power and have no problems abusing it. But Al Davis's ego will put the best player in the NFL on the bench. You lost Marcus Allen in his prime. Allen had all the awards: Heisman, Super Bowl MVP, NFL MVP, 6 Pro Bowls, Hall of Fame. He finished 3rd all-time in rushing touchdowns when he retired. So why don't people talk about Marcus the same way they talk about Jim Brown, Walter Payton, and Barry Sanders? He has the numbers, the hardware, and the ring. Something is missing from this story. Raiders fans know this pain. He stopped getting the ball and never got the huge contract. He was buried even though he never slowed down. But Marcus said it best.
How would you right now characterize the relationship with Al Davis?
Well, I guess it's acrimonious at best. I don't know. What do you think about a guy that has attempted to, ruin your career?
I never quite understood what made things go bad. To me, the whole thing was a waste of great talent and energy. If you don't like me, let me go. There's a reason for this. And that reason is Al Davis. What Al did to Marcus was borderline criminal. It wasn't two guys who couldn't get along. Al just wanted him gone, and we still think the Raiders are paying for it. This is that story. The Raiders drafted Marcus out of USC in 1982.
Oakland's first-round selection, running back, Marcus Allen of USC.
There was a strike that year, so they only played 9 games. He was getting over 4 yards every time he touched the ball and led the whole NFL in scoring. Al Davis didn't even want to draft Marcus. He walked out of the draft room and told his staff if they wanted him, they could take him. Davis didn't think Marcus was fast enough. Coach Terry Robisky said if you told Marcus that Michael Jordan wanted to play him one-on-one, Marcus would just say, "What time are we starting?" That's the player Al Davis didn't know he was getting. Then 1983, Raiders go 12-4. They make the Super Bowl against the Washington Redskins and win 38-9. It isn't even that close. Marcus gets almost 200 yards, scores twice, including a 74-yard run in the 3rd quarter that ends the game. He jogs into the end zone barely touched and becomes the youngest player to ever win Super Bowl MVP. In '84, he runs for over 1,100 yards. Raiders lose in the wild card. Al wants another Super Bowl, not a good year. He was even better in '85 when he wins the NFL MVP with almost 1,800 rushing yards. Raiders go 12-4 again. Al has the best running back in football. Any team with half a brain builds around that. You lock him up, protect him, run your offense through him. Watch what Al does instead. They lose to New England in the playoffs, and Al needs someone to blame. Marcus took that bullet. Come 1987, Al drafts Bo Jackson out of Auburn in the 7th round. Bo was a generational talent, but nobody in the NFL wanted to take a chance on him because they weren't sure he would ever play football. He was too busy playing baseball. Bo proves Al right for once. That 91-yard run against Seattle looked like you playing Tecmo Bowl and picking the Raiders to piss off your friends. Al demands Bo get more carries, and Marcus is watching his touches go to a dude playing left field for the Kansas City Royals for 6 months. Marcus is still one of the best backs in the league. Al just found something shinier. Yeah, it's Bo Jackson. But Marcus Allen was still in his prime. You don't sit that. Al had his MVP still playing at a high level, and he was handing carries to a player who showed up in October. That's personal. The '85 playoff loss didn't do it. Al was looking for an out since the day he walked out of that draft room. In early '89, Marcus tears up his knee and only plays 8 games. His contract runs out at the end of the year. He's 29, already won the MVP, but the NFL's rules said he couldn't leave without Davis saying yes. And Al says no. Al re-signs him for 1 year at the same money. Does it again in 1990. Does it again in 1991. 3 straight 1-year deals at $1.1 million a year with no raise and no way out. Marcus had enough and took the NFL to court in 1991. Him and a group of players said the whole system was illegal. A jury agreed. Free agency as we know it today exists partly because Marcus Allen fought for it while Al Davis was busy trying to bury him. Then Al turned around and sued Marcus. The owner sued his own player. Al had every tool available, and he used all of them to make sure that Marcus was miserable. That is straight trash. That same year, assistant coach Terry Robisky sneaks Marcus into a game against the Cardinals without Al knowing. The Raiders are trailing. Marcus gets some carries. They come back. Al finds out and slaps Robisky on the face. Al, there was no need for that. In '90, Al finally let Marcus have the ball. All 16 games. 12 touchdowns. Raiders go 12-4 and reach the AFC Championship. But then they ran into that buzzsaw called the Buffalo Bills. 51-3. Ouch. Then in '91, Marcus tears up his knee again and only plays 8 games. The Raiders lose in the wild card. Then Al really embarrassed Allen in '92 when he signed Eric Dickerson and put the Raiders' all-time leading rusher on the 4th string. This would piss off even the Raider haters. Ron Wolf spent 25 seasons as the Raiders' personnel director and set it straight.
I spent 25 seasons with the Raiders. Of all the people that ever came through during the time I was there, somebody has to be number one. Marcus Allen was number one.
Marcus Allen was number 1. He's the best player during my time with the Raiders, and Al had him 4th on the depth chart. All season, Marcus Allen barely touches the ball and never starts a single game. Davis gave him 6 carries or fewer in 14 of those 16 games. Even Stevie Wonder could see Al Davis wanted Marcus Allen gone. And Allen was about to make Davis regret it. Come '92, Allen had enough. When Marcus showed up to camp, Al already had his excuse to get rid of him. It all came to a head in a December Monday night game against the Dolphins. Marcus was inactive for that game against the Dolphins, and he was interviewed during the game and called Al out.
I don't know for what reason, but he told me that he was going to get me. I think he's tried to ruin, the latter part of my career, try to devalue me. I think he's trying to stop me from going to the Hall of Fame. It's been difficult. I've tried several different private ways to get my behind thrown out of there, but it hasn't worked.
He told me he was going to get me, and he has. I don't know for what reason, but he told me he was going to get me. Marcus said Al was trying to ruin his career and keep him out of the Hall of Fame. He said it was personal. Raiders coach Art Shell was pissed. He said he made the call, not Al. He chose Dickerson because Marcus held out of camp 3 years earlier. I, one person, made the choice as to who would be the featured running back.
Art Shell is the coach of this team. Have you addressed the issue of the lack of playing time with him directly?
I've talked to Art. Art said he has nothing to do with it.
Marcus said Al did it. Shell said it was his call. Al died in 2011 and took that answer to his grave. Marcus had enough. He had fought the NFL in court and used that in '93 to walk straight out the door. Al spent 3 years telling everyone Marcus was washed. Marcus went to Kansas City to prove Al wrong. He didn't even care if Michael Jordan was in the gym. He won Comeback Player of the Year in his first season. Over the next 5 years, he went 9-1 against the Raiders. In 5 seasons with the Chiefs, Marcus ran for over 3,600 yards and scored 44 touchdowns. He became the first player in NFL history to finish with 10,000 rushing yards and 5,000 receiving yards in a career. He walked into the Hall of Fame in 2003. Marcus said it best. I came into camp 4th string. I'm in the Hall of Fame, by the way. Al Davis didn't just bench Marcus Allen. He tried to erase him from NFL history. So Allen went to a divisional rival to make sure Davis would watch Marcus torch him for 5 years. But proving Al wrong doesn't make it even. Al's ego didn't just steal carries from Marcus. It cost the Raiders 2 or 3 Super Bowls. Al Davis took his reason to his grave, but he had a chance to explain himself when Ice Cube asked him for an ESPN documentary what really happened between him and Marcus. I'm not going to tell you. It's a deeper story than you even dream, that I was well aware of. I just have a certain approach to life. Al Davis chose his ego over winning Super Bowls. Every time. He had one of the best running backs in NFL history and tried to erase him. I'll see you in the next one.